Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. What does this data say? I am Ajay Prakash. Today's episode is perhaps the most important one we have ever done because today we expose a lie that has been cultivated for nearly a century. The lie that the RSS is the custodian of patriotism and the lie that the BJP leaders alone understand the meaning of Vande Mataram. Prime Minister Narendra Modi recently stood in Parliament, raised his voice, and shouted Vande Mataram. He claimed that some MPs had insulted the national song. He claimed that the opposition disrespected India. He claimed that he and his party were the real defenders of national honor. But here's the truth. Those who died shouting Vande Mataram were never part of the RSS and the organization that Modi comes from, and never fought for India's freedom at all. Today we will restore history, not rewrite it. Let's begin. Throughout India's freedom struggle, Vande Mataram was not a slogan of convenience. It was not a soundbite in parliament. It was a final salute, a last breath of courage, a declaration that even death could not silence love for the motherland. Here are some names that we must remember. Ashfaqulla Khan, a Muslim revolutionary who rejected every offer of mercy from the British. He walked to the gallows with absolute calm, shouting Vande Mataram. His friendship with Ram Prasad Bismil remains an immortal symbol of Hindu Muslim unity in the freedom movement. Ram Prasad Bismil, founder of the Hindustan Republican Association, a poet and a philosopher, architect of the Kakori conspiracy. He embraced death with no fear, offering his life to the nation with the cry of Vande Mataram. Khudiram Bose, the youngest martyr, only 18 years old, barefoot, smiling, radiant with conviction, he was sentenced to death for the Muzaffarpur bombing case. As he walked to the noose, he did not flinch. His last words were Vande Mataram. Roshan Singh, executed in a fabricated case. He showed no fear as he faced death. His final salute was Vande Mataram. Rajendranath Lahiri, a young revolutionary deeply involved in organizing arms and resistance, he accepted his fate proudly, invoking Vande Mataram in his final moments. Praful Chaki, cornered by the British, he chose to end his life rather than be captured. His last spoken words were Vande Mataram. Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, and Rajguru, icons of courage, champions of a progressive modern India. They refused blindfolds, walked to the gallows singing and shouting Inqilab Zindabad and Vande Mataram. There were thousands more that I have not been able to list. These were the real heroes of India. These were the men who lived and died for Vande Mataram. And here is a simple fact. Not one of them belonged to the RSS. Not one. Now let's look at another list. The names that today's ruling ecosystem wants you to believe were nationalist. Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, the man whose followers call him Veer Savarkar. But the historical record shows five mercy petitions to the British, five written assurances of loyalty, never led a mass protest, never participated in the Quit India movement, never risked anything for Vande Mataram. Nathuram Godse, no involvement in any anti British movement, no sedition case, no imprisonment for the freedom struggle. His only act of nationalism in court was assassinating Mahatma Gandhi, the man most responsible for uniting India in the fight for freedom. Narayan Apte, no contribution to the freedom struggle, only involvement assisting Godse in the assassination conspiracy. and then the famous Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. Served in British supported government in Bengal, wrote a letter to the British governor urging him to crush the Quit India movement. This man is celebrated as an ideologue by the BJP today. And yet, these individuals who did nothing for the nation's freedom are held as patriots by the very people who reject the true heroes who died for Vande Mataram. Let us now understand the origins of the song over which Modi claims exclusive rights. The song Vande Mataram was written by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee with the intent to personify the motherland as a goddess, which was initially understood in the context of Bengal region but quickly evolved into a powerful pan-Indian anthem for the independence movement. The song was written in a mix of Sanskrit and Bengali around 1876 and later included in his Bengali novel Anand Mat, published in 1882. The novel is set against the backdrop of the 1770 Bengal famine and the Sannyasi rebellion, an early anti colonial uprising in the region. The original verses mention the population as 7 crores, a figure that corresponds to approximately the population of undivided Bengal at that time, not the entire empire's population of over 200 million. Rabindranath Tagore first sang Vande Mataram at the 1896 session of the Indian National Congress in Calcutta. In 1905, the song was formally adopted by the Congress at the Varanasi session for all India occasion, serving as a unifying force all across the country. Vande Mataram became the main slogan and battle cry of freedom fighters nationwide, especially during the Swadeshi movement and the protest against the partition of Bengal in the early 20th century. Following independence, the first two stanzas, which are free of overt religious references and describe the beauty of the motherland in general terms, were adopted as the national song of India, with equal status to the national anthem Jan Gan Man on January 24, 1950. Bankim Chandra Chatterjee wrote it because the British were suppressing Indian culture, banning patriotic expression, and limiting public gatherings. He wrote it to awaken national consciousness. He wrote it to give India a spiritual and moral rallying cry. He did not write it as a religious slogan. He wrote it as a celebration of the motherland, a symbol of resistance to oppression. Revolutionaries across religions adopted it. It became the most feared slogan for the British. And yet, for all its power, the RSS never used Vande Mataram in the freedom struggle because the RSS never participated in the freedom struggle. Now we come to a chapter that the BJP never wants you to know. The RSS did not recognize the Indian flag until 2001. From 1947 to 2001, for 52 years, the RSS refused to adopt the Indian tricolour. Their official flag was the saffron Bhagwa Dhwaj. According to RSS publications, the tricolour did not represent Indian culture, it was influenced by the West. Only a saffron flag symbolized the Hindu Rashtra. This from the organization that today accuses others of insulting the nation. In 2001, something remarkable happened. Three youths, whose names are Baba Mende, Ramesh Kamble, and Dilip Chattani, forcefully hoisted the Indian tricolour at the RSS headquarters on the Republic Day 2001. These three young men believed that every inch of India deserved the tricolour. And what did the RSS do? Did they salute the flag? Did they welcome the patriotic gesture? Well, not at all. They filed a criminal FIR against these boys, and yes, the RSS filed a police case because the national flag was hoisted on their building. In the court, the RSS argued that only the Bhagwa Dhwaj, not the Indian tricolour, could be flown on RSS property. The court had to intervene and rule that no Indian can be prevented from hoisting the national flag. Only after this did the RSS finally and reluctantly allow the tricolour to be raised inside their premises. This acceptance came in 2002, just 23 years ago, and yet the same people now give the entire country lectures on nationalism. Now, was the RSS against the national anthem? For decades, the RSS did not sing the national anthem Jan Gan Man at its shakhas. They argued the national anthem should be Vande Mataram instead. Jangarman was not suited to the Hindu Rashtra ideology. It did not fit their cultural worldview. Instead, RSS Shakhas sang their internal composition Namaste Sada Vatsale Matrabhumi. So let's summarize this. The organization that rejected the national anthem for decades and rejected the national flag for 55 years now tells India who is patriotic and who is not. This is not nationalism. This is opportunism masquerading as nationalism. When Prime Minister Modi suddenly raised his voice in parliament and shouted Vande Mataram, he wanted the country to feel outraged. He wanted the public to believe that the opposition insulted the nation. He wanted to turn a slogan of sacrifice into a political weapon. But ask yourself a simple question. Did Modi shout Vande Mataram to honor the martyrs who had died for it, or hide the embarrassing history of the RSS? Because here are the facts. The RSS never fought for Vande Mataram. No participation in the freedom movement, no martyrdom, no sacrifices, no arrest, nothing. Those who actually died shouting Vande Mataram were not RSS supporters. They were progressive, revolutionaries, social reformers, and secular nationalists. The RSS opposed the national flag and national anthem for half a century. Modi's outburst was political theatre designed to erase these truths. Shouting Vande Mataram in the parliament does not make you a patriot. Understanding the sacrifices behind the slogan does. Be it RSS or the Hindu Mahasabha or the Jansangh or the any other predecessor of the BJP, they never fought the British. They never led a movement. They never risked their lives. They never embraced the national anthem. They never accepted the national flag until it was forced on them by law. And yet today BJP leaders stand in parliament and shout slogans hoping that noise will erase history. But history does not bend for propaganda. Vande Mataram does not belong to the BJP, it does not belong to the RSS, it does not belong to any political party. It belongs to the martyrs who died with that slogan on their lips. It belongs to Ashfaq, to Bismil, to Khudiram Bose, to Chaki, to Bhagat Singh, to the millions of Indians who fought for a nation that would be free, equal, progressive, secular, and just. The RSS did not build that India. The RSS did not fight for that India. But today, the RSS and the BJP want to claim ownership of that sacrifice. And that is why this episode matters. Because the truth has been buried long enough and it is time to dig it out. Thank you for watching. I'll see you again in the next episode. I am Ajay Prakash.